Hello there, short friends. Today I'm going to tell you about this fun little project, which is something that was recently finished up, recently received back from the Man in Black, and I thought I would tell you a little bit about it. So this is a Rick Barrett Tachi style blade. You can kind of tell it's a Tachi because it has this really deep curvature towards the base of the blade and then kind of straightens out. You know, from this angle it looks almost like a not as curved. And then, well, anyway, it's called Koshi-sori. It's deeper right near the handle area versus Tori-sori, which is in the middle, and Saki-sori, which is towards the tip. In any case, I had initially planned on using Tachi style fittings. I bought this project from somebody that had been working on it for nearly a decade, and I bought it. He still had it at Rick Barrett's place. Rick finished up the polish and sent it off to the Man in Black, who then polished all this up after I sent him the bits to finish it. In a nutshell, though, the plan initially was to use Tachi style fittings. Unfortunately, the pieces from Hyper Cafe that were originally included in the project weren't going to fit. They wouldn't allow the blade to draw properly. They just wouldn't fit on there and still function as a good sword. So a different plan had to be done. Now, fortunately, I had some pieces from Marcus Chambers. This Suba, Fuchi, Minuki, Kashra, all this was from Marcus Chambers. And I didn't really necessarily have a concrete plan on them, though I wasn't thinking about using them on this blade initially because, you know, I had a different plan in place. In any case, this went off, and I sent the stuff off, and I just sent it to the Man in Black and said, you know, do whatever you want. And this is what came out. I'm very happy with it. We have this kind of brownish silk Ito that I think really matches, and thematically I think it just jives really well with the Suba and the rest of the fittings. A full wrap of black Samegawa went on there. There are custom copper seppa that got placed on Rick or Josiah. I can't remember who made the habaki, and the habaki has this kind of cool copper texture to it, which is probably not going to come out in this light, but you can see just the grain in the copper, and it's pretty cool looking. In any case, the saya is this wood grain pattern, and the other interesting bit is, which you might be able to see here, is this kind of knot looking thing. These are carved in little knot areas, and then we have ants running all over the place. Now, the Fuchikashira Minuki were all ant themed, and so finding a saya that kind of fit in there, we have this ant themed saya where these ants are kind of running all around the knots in this wood, and then we have this natural wood stained in gloss lacquer with horn, Kojiri, Kurikata, and Koiguchi right here. All in all, it's a very, very handsome sword. I'm very pleased with it. It's very, very cool looking, and not something that you necessarily see every day, but certainly something very pretty. The blade is made by Rick Barrett, and what you might expect, it has this really super bold, awesome, cool looking hamon that you see very often in blades from Rick. It's just really lively and beautiful, tons to see. It's a 1075 blade, one of his older works. Like I said, the guy that owned this before me was working on it for the better part of a decade, and he sold it to me because he got sick of doing it. That's kind of part of these project things here too, is that they can take their sweet time, and you might not necessarily expect it to go as long as it does. Sometimes they can go for the better part of a decade, which is an unfortunate but true part of the process. In any case, I am very pleased with how it came out. I'm going to put a link to photos, and, well, probably not photos, but a link to the Weapon Dynamics computer and some other bits and yada 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 in the description down below. Let me know what you think. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I know it's contemporary, if you will, something different, but anyway, that's all I got for you. Hope the project part has been interesting for you. Just thought I'd share another blade. And as always, cheers and thanks for watching.